Good evening. I've lost track of how many videos I've created, but frankly speaking, I'm not keeping a tab on that. I'm just churning out as it comes with the flow. The whole idea being, like I shared before, is to share with you all my learnings and experiences that I've been through. And talking about learnings, there's something which I came across some time ago and it's stuck with me ever since. It's a little poetry, if I might call that, which is about, it's called the Serenity prayer. You may have heard of it, which goes like this. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'll say it again. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's beautiful. I remember when I heard this, I just sat in silence and replayed this again and again in my mind until it made perfect sense to me. You know, to do anything constructive, creative in life, it requires planning. And in order to plan, you require a calm mind, a very peaceful mind, and that is serenity. That's what it means. Serenity is the calmness that you create in your mind. It's only when you are calm in your mind that you are able to see what is in front of you. It's like cards being dealt out for you on your table of life. Based on your past karmic actions, thoughts, words and deeds, your cards are dealt out to you. And even in this lifetime, the way you behave, the law of cause and effect, what causes you create, the good and the not so good, the cards are dealt out to us just like that. Now, nobody is going to come to help. It is going to be completely you. You are the driver of your vehicle. Your vehicle is your life. Whether you drive smoothly, whether you drive recklessly, or whether you just bang it in the first shot, it's completely up to you. No one can do anything. The only person responsible is you. So this little prayer says something very, very deep, simple but deep. The ability to see what is it that we can change in our life. Thoughts, words, action. Because the human being, the human form has got that capability. And that is why we are human beings. Top of the eco chain. In evolution also we are right there. After that there's nothing else. So this is a golden opportunity to rectify all those mistakes that we've been making from lifetimes. But in order to do that, first of all, we need to accept that there are certain things that we can do and there are certain things that we can't do. And it's perfectly all right. You know, it's like accepting, for example, I'll give you my example. I wanted to be a pilot, whether it was a fighter pilot or whether it was a commercial pilot. I tried. It didn't work out. In those days, there were a lot of restrictions in terms of the physical body, and I was rejected because I was too tall. I'm a short guy. So I always say I was too tall, so they threw me out. Commercial was not possible, it was very, very expensive. But I knew I could take on some other way of flying. I had the courage to accept that these things are not going to happen, and I had the courage to persevere my passion and my dream to get some sort of wings under me to get me airborne. And it did happen. It happened after a very long time, but it did happen. To the extent today, I'm a certified drone pilot and instructor. I'm content, I'm satisfied. Now, with what I have, how do I move ahead for the good of everyone? For sharing knowledge, for sharing understanding, for sharing experience. The ability to understand and the courage to carry out your dreams, your passion, that is where the change takes place. And to very clearly, simply, without too much of drama and tantrums, accept certain things you cannot do, and it's perfectly okay. The problem is we get caught in this web of who will say what, who will think of us, what will they think of us. I ask one question: are they going to take care of you and your life? Are they going to feed you? Are they going to nurse you when you are ill? Are they going to pay your bills? Ask those questions, you'll get the answers. Then why is so much of time and effort going in trying to please and satisfy others? The only person who needs to be satisfied is you, me. In my case, me. Where have I taken my life from a particular level to another level, which gives me serenity here, what we call as peace of mind. And with that peace of mind, the ability to improve ourselves in every act of our life. Some will happen now, some will happen tomorrow, some will happen years later, and maybe some of them in the next life, if you believe in that. But movement forward, and you do it with acceptance, you do it with grace. I know I have done that in many areas of my life, and I have seen the results. And believe you me, you will see it too, and you'll be very happy and content with it. I can't speak for you because your effort will be different, your planning will be different, your time frame will be different. I have done it as per what I require to do, and I have seen and experienced the magnificent change that has happened. And no money can buy that. No money can buy that joy of the victory you have achieved through your own effort and growth. Give it a thought. I'll end once again with this little stanza. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Think about it, folks. Have a great evening.